The Bear and the Stars. Long ago, in a time when gods and mortals still shared the earth, there was a kind-hearted nymph named Callisto. She lived in the deep, green forests of Arcadia, where the air was rich with the scent of pine, and the rivers whispered ancient secrets as they flowed. Callisto was different from the other nymphs. While they danced in the meadows and laughed beneath the sun, she preferred the quiet of the woods, where she could listen to the rustling leaves and watch the sky change colors at dusk. One day, the great god Zeus saw her wandering through the forest, her golden hair catching the light, and he was enchanted by her gentle spirit. From their love, a son was born, a boy named Arcas. Callisto adored him more than anything. She would cradle him in her arms beneath the shade of the oak trees, tracing constellations in the sky with her fingers as she whispered stories about the stars. But the gods can be jealous. Hera, the wife of Zeus, watched from her throne on Olympus. Her heart burned with envy, and so, in a moment of divine wrath, she cast a powerful spell. Callisto was no longer a woman, but a great bear, her soft skin replaced with thick fur, her voice stolen, her sorrowful eyes the only trace of the mother she had once been. The transformation was swift, and Callisto had no time to say goodbye. She was forced to flee into the deepest part of the forest, where no hunter dared to tread. But even as a bear, she never stopped watching over Arcas. Seasons passed, Arcas grew into a strong young man with sharp eyes and a steady hand, a gifted hunter. Though he had been raised by others, something deep in his soul always longed for the mother he never knew. Callisto followed him in secret, a shadow in the trees, a presence just out of sight. She watched him string his first bow, track his first deer, and stand proudly among the hunters of Arcadia. Though she could never speak to him, never hold him, her love never wavered. But fate is not always kind. One evening, as the sky turned gold and the shadows stretched long, Arcas ventured deeper into the woods than ever before. His bow was ready, his steps silent. Ahead of him, a shadow moved. A great bear stepped into the clearing. It was Callisto. She did not move. She knew this was her son. She knew his face, his eyes her eyes. But Arcas did not see his mother, he saw a beast. His hands tightened around the bowstring. He had spent his whole life preparing for moments like this. He had no reason to hesitate. Callisto's heart thundered in her chest. Would he recognize her? Would he see past the fur and claws? She took a step forward. Arcas raised his bow. From his throne in the heavens, Zeus watched the tragedy unfold. His heart ached for Callisto, for Arcas, for the love that had been stolen from them. He could not allow this. With a wave of his hand, a golden light wrapped around Callisto. She rose into the sky, higher and higher, her form stretching, her fur shimmering like stardust. Arcas gasped as the bear before him began to change. His bow slipped from his hands as he watched her rise. But Zeus was not finished. The same golden light surrounded Arcas, lifting him from the earth. His body shimmered, his shape fading into the deep navy sky. Together, mother and son became the stars, Ursa Major and Ursa Minor. Though Zeus had saved them, Hera was not so easily defeated. Furious that her punishment had been undone, she went to Oceanus, the god of the sea, and Thetis, the goddess of the waters. She made a demand: never allow these stars to touch the ocean, never let them dip below the horizon. Let them wander the sky for unable to rest. And so it was Ursa Major and Ursa Minor, the great bear and the little bear, became the only constellations that never set below the horizon. They circle endlessly in the night sky, forever searching, forever moving, never allowed to sleep. Time passed and the world changed. but the stars remained. Travelers noticed how the little bear, Ursa Minor, always pointed north, the brightest star at its tip Polaris. The North Star became a guiding light for lost wanderers, for sailors on dark seas, for dreamers looking for a way home. People told stories of the great bear in the sky. They whispered of a mother's love so strong that even the gods could not break it. And Arcus, though he would never return to Earth, he would always be by his mother's side, his small constellation following her through the heavens, just as he had followed her footsteps in the forests of Arcadia. Tonight, if you look up, you will see them, the great bear and the little bear, side by side in the night sky, a mother and her child, forever watching over the world. And if you ever feel lost, if you ever wonder where you belong, remember this. No matter how far you wander, you are never truly alone.